Today, we're diving into a story about a vision for AI that is, to be honest, just massive. And I mean, we're not talking about another cool app or some clever new tool. No, we're talking about a complete blueprint for an entire digital civilization. And get this, it's coming from a place you probably wouldn't expect. And this quote right here from the founder Raymond Kilfoyle, it just nails the core dilemma. It's that classic problem, right? You have this brilliant, maybe even world-changing idea, but you're staring at this huge gap between the blueprint and, well, actually building the house. So what do you do when you're the sole architect of a brand new world? And that brings us to the architect himself. Look, this isn't some Silicon Valley giant backed by billions in venture capital. This is Raymond Kilfoy, a single founder all the way from Cape Town who has been piecing this entire sprawling vision together, bootstrapping it all on an educator's salary. It just grounds this whole epic story in a really powerful human reality. Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll dig into that architect's dilemma. Then we'll explore this wild blueprint for civilization. After that, we'll get into the really cool part, the AI that actually builds other AI. From there, we'll talk about governance, because you gotta have rules. And finally, we'll ask, could this be the next economy? So let's start here with this central challenge. You've got this massive vision, but you're just one person, a single architect. This means you need a completely new way to build. And see, the solution isn't just a better tool, it's a totally different philosophy. This is about moving way beyond just making apps and starting to think about building a whole new world, right from the ground up, with a completely different set of rules. And the ultimate goal is something called ESWorld. But notice the key word here isn't platform or project, it's civilization. The whole vision is about a world where humans and AI are basically partners, working together under a set of shared principles. And this slide just lays it out so clearly. We're talking about a fundamental shift in thinking. The old way, on the left, is AI as a tool, something that just does tasks for us. The new idea on the right is AI as a citizen, a member of this digital society that has both rights and responsibilities. Okay, so if you're going to build a civilization full of powerful AIs, how do you stop it from going completely off the rails? Well, you give it a constitution. And this isn't like some long user agreement you just click past. We're talking about a deep moral architecture where the absolute number one job, the core mandate, is making sure humans flourish. But, having an ethical blueprint is one thing. The question is still, how do you actually build it? So, how does this thing actually get built? Well, let's get into the engine room, the part that makes the architect's whole dream possible. The solution is, well, it's just beautifully circular. To solve the problem of being a lone architect who can't build his own vision, you create an AI co-founder. An AI system whose entire purpose is to read your complex blueprints and then build the very AI systems you designed. It's literally the AI that builds AI. And what's really fascinating here is that this autonomous co-founder isn't just one single AI. As you can kind of see here, it's actually a whole team of specialized agents. You've got a manager that hands out tasks, editors that do the building, and a verifier that tests everything. It's designed to mirror a human startup team. And this isn't just some fantasy sketched on a whiteboard. There's a real, concrete, three-phase roadmap to bring this thing to life. You start with an MVP to just prove the concept works, then you scale up, building more complex stuff, and finally, you launch this AI factory as a service that other people can use. So, here's the crucial point. With this kind of power, how do you build responsibly? The answer isn't just about what you build, but how you build it. It's all about creating an architecture of trust, right from the very beginning. And the secret sauce to that is something called the Evergreen Stack. You can think of it like the system's DNA. It's this foundational layer that makes sure every single action is traceable, totally auditable, and, most importantly, aligned with that ethical constitution we talked about. This trust is literally hardwired into the system, and it has these three core parts. First, you've got the governor, which is like a gatekeeper. Nothing happens without approved intent. Then there's the logger, which creates this perfect, unchangeable audit trail. And crucially, you have the human in the loop. Automation makes things fast, but a real person always authorizes the important decisions. And this slide really hammers home the key takeaway here. What's truly revolutionary isn't just the AI that builds apps, it's the constitutional, trust-based framework that powers the whole thing. This project isn't trying to be just another code generator. It's proposing a whole new, much more responsible way that all AI systems should be built in the future. So now we get to zoom all the way out. If you actually build a world on this kind of foundation, what kind of economy does it even create? This is the end game, the grand vision for what this new digital civilization could really unlock. They call it the kinetic economy, and the idea is to move beyond these static marketplaces we're all used to. Imagine an economy that feels alive, that's dynamic, where value is generated through interaction and participation, not just a one-time purchase. This comparison shows how the very definition of value gets turned on its head. Traditional currency is transactional. It's all about the product. But in this model, interactional currency is about the value of engagement and resonance. You don't just earn something when someone buys your creation, but also when they interact with it, share it, and build upon it. And this all leads to the most philosophical, maybe the most out there layer of the whole vision, the transsacral. This is the point where the system tries to create genuine meaning, not just economic value. Think about how online communities develop their own inside jokes, their own traditions. It's about taking simple interactions and elevating them into shared rituals where commerce actually helps build culture and engagement feels truly meaningful. So, from one architect's dilemma in Cape Town, we've ended up at a blueprint for a new kind of economy, a new kind of society, and a totally new partnership between humans and AI. This is a proposal for a fundamentally different future, and it leaves all of us with one final, pretty provocative question to think about. Are we ready to build it?